on YouTube.
Live streaming is on.
Yep, we are live on the YouTubes according to this. Why does that do that? I have not figured that out. They're supposed to be in settings, but I can't find it. Anyway, welcome to another episode of This Week Unloaded. This is episode 101. No, not 101. Damn, I can't even read my own damn typing. 111. And so far with us tonight, we have Mr. Jason Stewart. How are you tonight, Jason?
I'm doing not too bad, Rich. Doing pretty good. Thanks for inviting.
Yep, there's some other peoples out there that got invites, so hopefully they'll start rolling in soon. And out there on the YouTube chat so far, we have Earth out there. So how you doing tonight, Earth? So you want to tell the people the story about you and your saw?
No, not really.
Oh, come on. You don't want to embarrass yourself?
It's a scary moment. I hate to relive it. But yeah, I bounced my thumb off of my miter saw and tried to cut my thumb off, but I didn't. Just a little wound. I'll be okay. It hurt me mentally more than it did physically.
Are we going to have to start calling you Snob?
He almost called me Stub.
Snob cuts his foot with a knife. You try cutting your thumb off. Good Lord, you people. I tell you what.
Tell you, I'm pretty lucky, man. Like I said, the blade came down first of all on top of the thumbnail before it got to the flesh, so that helped. Like, it hurts more like you smash your thumb with a hammer than it does from the cut. You know what I mean? The cut's not so bad. You know, usually cut burns or throbs or whatever, but this is more just like the impact the pain is. But I've had a few days on it. Like today, I really didn't even notice it, so I'll be all right.
No, we got Squib jumping in now. How are you, Squib?
Good evening.
Good evening, Squib. How you doing?
Now we got Rob jumping in too. Hey, Rob, how you doing?
All right, how's it going, guys?
Hey,
I think everybody else is doing okay except Jason. I mean, Jason's trying to cut his thumb off and stuff. So I mean,
gonna be 9-finger Jason.
I still got 10 digits, but I was almost shooting with disabilities. It was just
the bat or something.
It was my left-handed thumb, so like it might have helped my shooting to just be out of the way. You know what I mean? So
yeah, nobody uses their left hand for anything.
Yeah, if it only took about half my thumb off, so you know I would have survived without it. But yeah, I just got cut with my saw is all.
Ouch.
I was working outside, and I usually don't work outside, and we've had terrible winter, and on my miter saw, you know, you pull the miter saw down and the saw guard lifts up out of the way. I was just, you know, I'm always in a hurry when cutting. My saw blade guard didn't drop back down, fall down after I got done cutting a piece, and I had to make 2 cuts on that piece and make a notch in it, and just with my hands working, just ran my thumb in my hand into the saw blade, man, because the guard wasn't lowered. Just weird circumstances that happen, but at least I'm okay.
So tell me, you went to a doctor and had this like that?
No, man. You put like 2 Band-Aids around it, and then you put another Band-Aid around it to keep those from unsticking and unrolling, and I've put peroxide on a couple times. I'll be all right.
No napkins and duct tape?
Yeah, what about electrical tape?
No, when it first happened, I used napkins, but
what if you cut through a tendon or something?
No, I didn't get it that deep. Like I said, I was lucky the blade first hit the thumbnail, and it smacked that blade rang like a bell when it happened, man.
Dang!
So it's more like it hurts more like you got smashed like with a hammer, smashed your thumb than it did the cut. So
Man, you give me the heebie-jeebies.
yeah, I know that's the only thing that bothered me about it. The cut's not so bad. It just hit me inside, hit me in my gut. Like, damn, son, you about to cut your thumb off.
Well, did you see Earth's story out there? Cut middle finger off on the table saw at the last knuckle. Only the fingerprint skin was uncut. Doctor reattached with a donor bone.
Good thing, because that's the most important finger.
Mm-hmm. How are you going to flip people off if you don't have a middle finger?
I broke my pinky in half to where it was overlapped on top of each other one time. Cut me down the side. I was working in you know what rebar is? I was working in a rebar steel factory, and I was running a shear. I cut it to lengths for order. We basically supplied rebar for like highway constructions, overpasses, bridges, and stuff. So the bundles would be behind me, and they'd be like 60-foot long bundles. I mean, thousands and thousands of pounds, right? And you had to flip them like spaghetti down on a conveyor belt, count them out how many you need, because I got an order here and I got to chop all this up. I'm running a shear. It runs 60 feet one way, 60 feet the other way, and I'm in the middle with like a, I don't know, 20-ton shear or something. And there's bars behind it, and you use little levers and control rollers and spin it across. You bring it up to you and then measure it out with the machine and cut it. But anyways, I was doing my run, everything's fine, and the plant second in charge is he's out there trying to help production, and he didn't know, my math, what I counted out. He threw bars down behind me that I didn't know about, that I didn't count. So when it came to my end of my first 60-foot run of so many bars, I didn't know there was any more behind me. So when I'm pushing my levers, rolling up my front bars, I'm also bringing thousands of pounds worth of stuff behind me. And I reached to level off my last cut against the shear blade to hit it again, and rolled up several thousands pounds of steel bar on a conveyor, pinched me right in between both of them, and it snapped my finger to where took an x-ray, and like the front half of the knuckle forward was laying over top of the one in the back. So the kind where they like gonna pull it and drop it back into place.
Mm-hmm. And my idiot cousin was doing something somewhere he shouldn't have, and fell down, and his hand landed on where they had just concreted some rebar, and he had just a little bit of the rebar sticking out the top. His hand landed, and rebar went right through his hand.
Ooh, nice.
He couldn't pull his hand off it. They had to take a sawzall and cut off the piece of rebar from the concrete, and he had to go to the hospital and have it removed in the ER. They knocked his ass out because he was screaming so bad.
Yeah, I remember when I busted my finger like that. I had a real cool emergency room doctor, man, and she come in and she was like, "You're gonna want to check this out. It's pretty cool." And we go out in the hallway, and she had the X-ray picture thing on their little, light bulb sheet box thing, whatever. And she looked at it, and I could see it was like overlapped on top of each other. And she was like, "What do you think of that?" And I was like, "Yeah." I said, "Let me guess, you're gonna want to pull on that and get it back out on the end." And she's laughing, looked at me. She's like, "You got any better ideas?" And I was like, "You gonna shoot it up so I don't feel it?" She said, "Oh yeah, of course." I said, "Man, I don't care what you do then."
That's crazy stuff. Never got myself with a sawzall.
Well, he didn't either. He got himself with a miter saw.
Yeah, I got with my miter saw.
I thought you said the sawzall. Okay.
Yeah, I thought he said the sawzall too. That's what I was thinking.
No, he
sliced right through.
Saw and all, or something like that. He didn't space his words properly.
No, it was a miter saw.
Yeah, he got himself a miter saw.
It was mean to me. I was so nice. It was mean to me.
Kickback, but never any cuts or nothing bad like that. So as far as almost locking fingers off, drilled holes through my hands, things like that, which is nasty. Corkscrewing your skin back in. But
Yeah, I was helping my friend's dad when we were in high school. His dad was working on a car, and we were helping him out. And I was underneath the car with the sawzall, cutting off the exhaust pipe, and the blade hit something and bounced back and caught me in the head with the saw itself. And man, I had one hell of a lump and bruise on my head. That thing jerked back with so much force. I was stunned for a second.
I'll never forget this. Go ahead, Ross.
Sorry, go ahead. I was just saying, I seen people drilling holes. A guy in the crew that I was working with, for the exterior of the houses to blow in siding, and the drill catch, and they snapped the wrist. Seen that a couple times. Kind of limp wrist in, just sitting there, one hand on the drill, and then it catches and boom.
Yeah, when that thing comes back around, it's bad.
Yeah, you got to hold that with a death grip just in case.
You ever see the episode of American Chopper where the dude Rick used to work for Senior was doing something on the drill press and his hand slipped and he drilled a hole right through his hand with the drill press?
Yeah.
That had to fucking hurt.
It's not fun. I didn't do it with a drill press, but it ain't fun.
And I'll never forget this video I saw one time back in the early days of the internet when you could find some like truly crazy videos and stuff. There was a video of this motorcycle racer, drag racing motorcycle. And they got the camera going, and he's staging up, he's getting ready to the line, and he's revving up this full drag bike, and it blows a piston. He's still sitting at the line. It blows a piston, goes through the engine, comes up through, comes out, and cuts his hand completely off right at the wrist. And his glove that was holding, the handlebars, his glove just like falls in slow motion, like thud to the ground, got his whole hand in it. He's just got his leather bike jacket there, stops at the wrist. He just a bam flash, that engine blew, and his hand falls off.
You seen a video of the guy? He's walking through the woods shooting. I want to say AR, and he's shooting at targets really close. And at the end, there's a riding lawnmower, and it's full of tannerite. And he shoots it, and I want to say he's like 20 feet away or something. And this thing is packed full of tannerite, and it blows up, and shrapnel flies back and takes his leg off. A big chunk of it flies back and hits him in the leg and severs his toe.
Man.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's one of those play stupid games, win stupid prizes situations right there.
That's bad.
Like
That's
a guy
sad.
that shoots at 50 cal at like a rock mountain or hill or something, like 100 yards away, and it bounces back and knocks his hat off of it.
No, I ain't seen
I
that
seen
one.
that. I think that was a handgun, though. I don't think it was it might have been a
50
handgun
cal
50 or something. Okay.
Yeah, people don't
block wall in
understand.
the middle of the desert or something. It was some weird situation like that. It came right back through his head. He was sitting at a table.
People don't understand there's such a thing as ricochet.
so.
You can shoot at stuff at a certain range with certain rounds, and you're asking for trouble. That's why they come up with frangible ammo.
Yeah, that's why you don't shoot at a steel target from 10 yards with full metal jacket rounds. It doesn't tend to end well.
I learned that lesson as a kid with a 22 and cinder block, trying to see how many rounds it would take to bust it and how close. If I get a little closer, and oh boy,
It's like
Yeah,
having
it's not
somebody throw
fun.
gravel at you at high speed.
pretty much, yep.
And I say again, I've said it once and I'll say it again. Common sense is an uncommon virtue. Case in point, the guy shooting at the lawnmower or whatever it was that was loaded with tannerite that we were just told about.
Yeah, that's retarded. Like 20 feet away or something. That's
Yeah,
retarded.
he's walking down this path that's in the woods, and he's got all these different targets. And he's shooting everything point blank. and he thinks he's some sort of operator or something. And then the very last thing is this, broke down old riding lawnmower or something. And I didn't know what was coming the first time I saw it, and I had to roll it back. And you can't really see too well him lose his leg, but apparently that's what happened. His buddy's there with him filming it, and he's yelling for help. And I bet you see this giant chunk of riding lawnmower come right back at the guy.
Sounds like we've been joined by a young child.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't muted up. Evening, everybody.
How you doing, Pat?
Oh, not too bad. Just keep watching it snow all the time the last 2-3 days.
Oh, it's heading this way. Don't feel bad.
Yeah, we've got over a foot now, so
Yeah, we've got over a foot on the ground still from the last storm we had.
Pat, it better not be snowing where you're at, because that means it's going to be here in a day or two.
It's supposed to snow here from Tuesday and then all the way on through to Saturday.
Yeah, but that's because it gets stuck in the mountains where you're at and just sits there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We had more snow this week than we've had in 10 years.
I believe it.
So we're talking about people doing stupid things because Jason almost cut his thumb off. You got any kinds of stories along those lines, Pat, that you want to share? Not necessarily you, but that you may have seen or what have you.
Oh boy, let me count the ways.
Let's not talk about the emergency cow surgery. We're not counting those. Those don't count.
No, that I don't. That's necessity, not stupidity. Yeah, back when I used to be a diesel tech, I used to work on a lot of combines, do inspections and everything. I was on a man lift on a platform that I had built, and it was on a forklift. And I was underneath the unloading auger of a 9770 John Deere combine, and there's a little latch piece on there, so that way when it goes back up against the machine, when it's in the field, when it's not swung, the auger's not swung out, there's a great big bracket, and my head was just about the right height. And I bent down to pick something off of the floor, off the platform. And when I stood back up, I hit my head into that bracket so hard I'd knocked myself out and fell back down onto the platform. And everybody in the shop heard me hit. I was probably out a good 3 or 4 seconds. And so that's one anyway. I knew it was there, but as soon as I raised right back up and I hit it dead center and knocked myself out.
Yeah, it sounds like what happened to my daughter. You know how in school you'll have TV on like one of those swing arm things? That's like the shelf and then the TV sits on top of it. My daughter was setting something on the VCR for the teacher, and while she was doing that, somebody bumped the TV and knocked it backwards where it was right over her head. She went to stand up and boom! Hit her head right off of that thing and just let it face first and smacked her face off the VCR on top of it and just knocked herself out. And she ended up in the emergency room having to be being treated for concussion. And yeah, that was not a good day for her. She had a big egg on the back of her head from where she hit her head on the bottom of the TV shelf and everything.
Yeah, that sounds like a good one. Another one at the shop that I used to work at, the boss had a great big Snap-on Tools lower chest and upper chest, one of those that was taller than me, and I'm 6 foot. He had gone to his tool tray, and it was the very top one, got something out of it, left the door open on the drawer, and I was walking with my with papers in hand, looking at them with my head down, and walking pretty fast back towards the office, trying to figure out some paperwork. And just as I raised my head up, I was eye level with that damn drawer, and I laid myself out flat on my back on the concrete.
Good Lord, man.
Like a damn Three Stooges bit.
Man, you sound like Inspector Clouseau from the Pink Panther movies.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. That's it. That's what you could have equated it to right there. So, God, I got too damn many. So, I've got so many I forgot about them.
Who opened that drawer? Who opened that drawer?
Yep. Yeah, that. I'll let somebody else go because I got too many.
Buck says he dropped the truck's driveline on his trigger finger and split it wide open.
I drank too much once and got sicker in hell and did a bunch of stupid shit.
I got scars on my left hand. Some of you may have seen it in the webbing between my index finger and thumb on my left hand. Perfectly matches if you have a broken bayonet lug on a M1903. And the reason why I know it matches perfectly because that's what caused it. And the bayonet lug on the front of my drill team rifle in high school was busted. We were doing the one rifle flip, drill team practiced one day, caught the rifle, and that just caught my thumb right out of the webbing there perfectly to where it just made 2 lines in that webbing, and it bled like all hell.
I heard a guy once damn near cut his thumb off putting together a 1911.
Oh, that was a vampire. The vampire 1911 got him.
Another one, me and my brother were shooting our 22s at, we've got a junkyard at my mom and dad's place clear back up in the trees. And we were shooting in an old electrical box off of a potato sorter. And I shot, and it ricocheted, came back and hit my brother in the leg, and we had to dig the bullet out of his leg.
Oh no!
That's what they have doctors for. You guys out there in Nebraska may not have heard of that.
Oh no! That reminds me of another one. Same shop, Diesel Tech. I was chiseling. It was a punch, great big punch, trying to take apart a hydraulic pump. And the top of it was just mushroomed enough, and I caught it just right that a chunk flew off. I'm right-handed, hit it with the hammer in my right, left hand's on the punch. It split, went into my wrist underneath the skin, right where all the tendons and everything go. Right there, just right there, right where the wrist meets the hand. And didn't hurt at first. It like one little drop of blood. That's it. It was just went right underneath the skin and was rubbing up against all those tendons. And I was like, well, I'm not going to go to the damn doctor for this. And it shoved it, the hole, it was about a 1/2 inch away from the hole. So I was like, okay. I took a rare earth magnet, grabbed onto it underneath the skin and moved it underneath the skin until I got it back to the hole and drug it out.
Damn, that had to hurt.
Nice. As soon as you said hydraulic, it reminded me of a guy I worked with. We had forklift was leaking hydraulic fluid on one of the hoses. It was just always wet. And he was trying to fix it and figure out where it was leaking. So he was wiggling the levers up and down while he slid his hand down the hose trying to find the leak. Well, he found the little pinhole leak, but when he put his thumb across it, it blew his thumb up like a water balloon full of hydraulic fluid.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's bad. It poisoned like all his blood. It messed him up. He's like in the hospital for maybe 2 weeks, at least a week. But yeah, it blew it just like injected his thumb.
Yeah.
Instantly.
I think you guys have seen the scars on my left thumb for when I almost lost it to a shopping cart. You guys know that story, right? It happened to me at the shopping cart and my left thumb.
Wounded at Walmart.
No, not at Walmart. This one worked at Giant Eagle in Pittsburgh, the supermarket. You probably got Giant Eagle in your area, Jason. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know Giant Eagle is.
Yeah. But I got 2 scars on my thumb. Let me see if I can turn my camera on real quick. Because see if you can see if they'll show up. Let me see. Where's my camera? There it is. Okay, here, hold on. Let me do this here. So you can, let me see. See if that works.
What kind of joke is this? Scars on my thumb. You want to talk about
You
scars?
can't really see it because they're too small. But like right in here, I'm damn lucky I still have my thumb because there's a scar there. You can't see it. And this damn camera sucks for getting in close with shit. Works good far away, but in close it sucks.
It's all healed up.
Yeah, it's all healed up. Well, it's 20-some years ago, man. Yeah, the shopping cart was full of icicles. It was one of those ones where the basket folded up. You know, it was like real flat and had the fold up basket. It wasn't one of those deep like ones like they have now. And I was sent out to get shopping carts. I didn't realize this cart was full of icicles for one thing. And I'm pushing the carts back so I could bring them around and bring them in the front door. The last cart on the chain hit something, and all the carts stop, and all of a sudden that one with all the icicles, my thumb just happens to be right underneath it, and it slams down right on my thumb. That icicle just missed going right through the knuckle on that thumb. It went right down along the side of my thumb. Cut it wide open. Had to go to the emergency room and all that good stuff. Bruised the knuckle pretty damn bad. Splint it. I had to wear a splint on my damn hand for like 3-4 weeks from it.
I almost
My
got
scars have scars bigger than that.
Well, hell, let me hit you in the thumb with an icicle and see how you like it there, Rob. You can't, I got bigger scars, trust me. But that one almost cost, that one the doctor said if that icicle would have went over half an inch farther to the right or to the left. Anyway, if it would have been more centered on my thumb, I may have lost my thumb at that knuckle.
Squib had me playing around with that Garand I just got, loading up a clip in it to pop it out, and I damn near got my finger slammed in it 2 or 3 times. Man, that's a powerful bolt, boy. I mean, there's nothing to hold it back either. You got to get your thumb the hell out of there.
I got a scar on the inside of my right foot. Remember the old glass bottles of root beer, like the Hires and Barrelhead root beer?
Stewart's root beer?
Yeah. Well, these are the bigger bottles than that, the ones the Stewart's come in. They were the real big, long ones. And anyway, I decided when I was 3 years old, I decided I wanted some root beer. So I grabbed one of them, walk out back where my parents and grandparents were sitting around. I dropped the damn bottle. Sliced the inside of my right foot wide open. Had to go. My parents took me to the emergency room and all that good stuff because they had the big glass out of my foot from where the glass shattered. And yep. And I got to sit around all summer watching my brother and cousin play around in our little kiddie pool because I wasn't allowed to go in the water because my foot hadn't healed up yet.
Uh, 9 years old. Had was monkeying around with some rope or twine or whatever it was, and had a swing set come down on my leg, and it was one of those real old swing sets, and it had a great big long bolt or one of the eyelet bolts. It was probably sticking about 3 or 4 inches out the top of it. It came down, sliced my right beside my left kneecap on the side. Sliced it clear open. What was it? 27 stitches on my leg, and I missed out on the whole summer being able to swim or anything. So that's what I was showing in the picture. It's pretty nasty scar. The guy who stitched me back up was not a very good seamstress. It's ugly as hell.
Yeah, when I was working at Greyhound, I almost lost an eye. I got a scar on my left eyebrow. If we were unloading one of the buses, and there's a safety chain that you have to put in place with a pin on the end of it before you go and sticking your head inside that bus bin. Because if you don't, and the bus loses air pressure, that door is going to slam down and it'll cut your head right off on one of those luggage compartments. So the guy next to me, I'd go to put the pin in the hole and everything. The guy next to me lifts his pin up, has his bin door open. I lost the pin. I went to go look. I went look down real quick just to grab it. This is he brought the door down and caught me right in the head. Bled like a son of a bitch. If it would have been a half-inch lower, I would have lost my left eye. The corner of that door would have hit me right square in the eyeball.
Ouch.
Yeah, needless to say, that was another trip to the emergency room. This time via ambulance.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like much fun.
No. Only took one stitch to close up the wound, but man, head wounds bleed a lot. They weren't sure how bad it was until I got over to the ER and they were able to get a look at it. And like, oh, it's not too bad. We just got a flap. What happened was the skin flapped open. So they took one stitch and, sealed that back up, and then it just healed on its own from there.
Kansas City's got to go for another field goal, man. It ain't good for them. This ain't the year for red.
Let's see. Up, Bernie's out there now. Not Mitten Bernie, the other Bernie. There ain't no Bernie Sanders with his goofy ass mittens.
Oh, they're going for it.
Oh hell, man! Yeah, they probably are.
Maybe not.
I would. Shit, what do they got to lose at this point?
Man, they're getting beat 31-9.
That's what I'm saying. Go for it. What the fuck you got to lose? You're already losing. The hell? You don't take a chance, you ain't got no chance of coming back.
Oh, and before I forget, thanks, Squib, for the video here a couple weeks ago when I got my M&P.
I haven't done the M&P video yet.
No, that video that you sent the link.
Oh, about parts. Oh, I thought you meant about
parts and stuff.
Oh, I thought you meant about a shield. Oh, yeah, the parts video. Yep.
No, that definitely helped out. So, thank you.
So, is your guys' gun stores, do they have inventory? Or is things getting thin?
You mean in Michigan?
Yeah, wherever.
I don't know. I can't afford to walk in one right now.
We're like sold
They
out here.
rearranged our stores, like where there used to be shelves, like, the last aisle had shotgun ammo, all that stuff. It's all gone. You're lucky to find a box behind the counter.
No, I mean,
Like,
we
you
don't
can
even
literally
have
fit
guns.
everything they have in, a tiny microwave. That's about the ammo they have. In some of the places near me, which are actually bigger box stores, a chain that I don't like in a sense, but check them for the ammo, nothing. Smaller shops, nothing. Literally maybe 5, 10 boxes at crazy prices of oddball stuff that's actually what do you call it? Consignment. So the prices are jacked up. The gun shop's getting 20% of whatever's it's sold for. So that it's obviously pretty damn high.
Yeah, the closest thing I've been to that if you want to call it a gun store would be a Walmart here they get stuff in and it's flying off the shelves. So I'm talking rifles and shotguns. Their cabinet is bare because every time they get something in, somebody's coming in and buying it. But ammo wise, they got plenty of like birdshot in 12 gauge and 28 gauge. But if you want something else other than 12 gauge birdshot or 28 gauge birdshot, you're SOL because they don't have any rifle ammo or any of that kind of stuff.
There's some inventory here, but like my local FFL, he's better off just doing transfers as opposed to selling what little bit he's got behind the counter. Out on the floor, he's got parts. He's got mags out the wazoo. He has a little bit of ammo, but it's obscure calibers. He said there's no guarantees. There's no, the suppliers are not. They're not able to say you're going to get this on this day and this much. And there was somebody in there. They wanted to get some 270 WSSM. And he said, I'll buy all you've got. And I'm thinking, dude, I don't think anybody carries that. So that's kind of ridiculous. You come in here and go, I'll buy all you got. And he says, I got to buy as much as I can get my hands on, and I'm thinking, dude, first off, this is like an obscure hunting caliber. And then second, it's not even hunting season. And last, is this the only gun you've got? Something like that, you should probably reload for. And the guy's like, no, I don't have it. And can we get on a waiting list? He says, and he goes, no, we ain't got a waiting list.
We don't even order that shit in. What are you talking about?
I don't know where this guy just thought he'd just go into the gun store and just ask for this obscure caliber, and I don't know. But there's a lot of people that are kind of late to the game, and even now, they're going out there and, hey, I might need to go buy some ammo. Gee, you think, Einstein? But there's a guy in Michigan who did a video. He put it out today or yesterday, and he said it's the fear. It's not that people want to go shooting. He says that's part of it. And it's not that the manufacturers can't keep up with demand. That's part of it. He says at this point, people are scared, and they're willing to pay $95 a box because they're scared. It's pathetic.
I did read today that the new Marlins from Ruger should be out by about fall.
And see, will the ammo catch up by then? Will you be able to get 30-30 by then, right? So you get your new Ruger Marlin. Yeah, and what are you going to do?
Yeah, they come with ammo or what?
I was kind of thought that was impressive, though, I know they're corporations, but to take over and to start producing something, brand new for you that you just bought the equipment from that quick in the year of COVID and everything, I thought that was pretty good news.
I think that if people calm down, things will get better, but there's no way to get people to calm down. They're not. If you see it for a good price and there's no limit and you buy everything out, I'm not saying because they only had one or two boxes. I'm saying because they had 50 boxes and you bought all 50. It's your right. It's your right to do it if the store owner or manager or whatever doesn't put a limit on there. But it's kind of a jerk move. If you're buying it and flipping it and selling it, that's a capitalist thing. There might be a little ATF involved there going, you can't do that. But I'm not too sure about that. But that is capitalism, and we are a capitalist society. But it is kind of a jerk move. I don't understand the mentality of people who have known that they've been doing this for a while and they weren't ready for this. I could understand the people who a month ago said, hey, I think I'm going to get my first gun. Once again, at the last minute, this is what you get. But the people that have not, the people that have been doing this for a while, they remember when that year we couldn't get 380 at all, and for more than a year we couldn't get 22, and we've seen prices go up and down. We've seen mag shortages. We've seen this. We've seen that. We've seen. I just, if you went through all that, why weren't you ready for this?
Because I didn't have a 9mm pistol yet. That's why I'm short on 9mm. I got my first 9mm right before all this shit started happening, and then it's like, shit.
Yeah, but you got other stuff.
Yeah, this is true. Oh, but you asked why weren't you ready for it? Well, because I just bought my first 9mm, so I was like, shit. I picked the wrong time to get into 9mm. I got plenty of 40. Hey, look, Stacy's here.
Really? Where? I was there.
Hi, Stacy.
What's up, hon?
Not much, just trying to stay warm.
I know, it's freezing here. It's like in the low 20s, teens.
That's a friggin' heat wave right now compared to up here.
What do you have?
We're in the 20s.
-5.
Yeah, we're in the 20s, but there is but we're also getting shitty ass wind, which makes it feel like it's 10.
No, it's a true -5 here right now with wind gusts to 20 miles per hour, so it feels like -30.
Yeah, I was watching the bird feeder earlier, and it's still up there just swinging away in the wind out there.
The actual temperature here is 9 degrees.
Let's see what the actual temperature is now, because it keeps dropping. Every time I look, it's lower. Let's see. About an hour ago, it was 27. It is now 25. It's a balmy 25 here. If you take away the wind, which seems to be at a steady clip out there.
Yeah, actually going back to the gun availability, where I bought my M&P at my Sport 15. The guys up there in Henderson actually had quite a bit of stuff there, but they also outfit some police departments and stuff, so they kind of get first dibs on guns and stuff that are coming out. So they were actually, so they actually had quite a bit in stock. Now the ammo was a little bit scarce, but they were rationing it out. So if you walked in, a couple boxes of whatever caliber, a piece. So, which I thought was good, instead of somebody just coming in and just saying, oh, I'll take all of that, all you got, and when I did get it, they let me get 5 boxes since I was buying a rifle. So
you got a Sport 15?
What's that?
You got an M&P Sport 15?
Yep, Sport 2.
Nice. Did it come with a red dot or anything?
No, I just got the basic one. It just had the M-Bus flip-up rear sight on it, with the standard post on the front.
Yeah, real quick, Mr. Knives has a question out there for everybody. He wants to know, has reloading supplies been affected like ammo? Yeah, you cannot find primers.
You can. You can. You have to know where to look.
Not around here. No, nobody has primers around here.
Everywhere I look, reloading presses is sold out. Dies are sold out. But that's been happening all year. It come and go month to month.
It's coming and going. It's back in stock. It's out of stock. It's back in stock. It's out of stock. You'll find the one place that's sold out on presses, and you'll find another place where they got 2 on the shelf. You find one place where no, they say they haven't had primers in 2 months, and then you come back a week later and they got primers on the shelf.
I know the store. There's one store around here that sells the primers. They have not been getting any in at all. They got all the powder you could want. They have shell casings. But they haven't seen a box of primers in 6 months.
Yeah, it's tough for brass. It's tough for bullets. Bullets, I think, was probably one of the first ones that went away. Primers was about the last of it. But yeah, it's tough all the way around. Anything, firearms, reloading, ammo. About the only thing you can really find is parts, magazines, and range bags.
Yeah, there's only one shop
So
right
they'd
here.
only sell you 5 20-round boxes, Pat?
Yes, correct.
Right.
So, but there was a guy down in Kansas. I didn't even know he existed. He just started in 2020 in, what was it? In March. And he had pretty good selection of ammo down there. And there's another guy that is over to eastern Nebraska, just a little bit, not too terribly far, about an hour away from where I live. He's still got a pretty good selection of guns, and he's doing the same things that the other guy was doing, and kind of rationing ammo out, so that way somebody he says, I just want to be able to keep some on hand in case somebody does get a gun or something, that at least I've got some ammo. So, which I can definitely understand that point of view. So, but yeah, I went down to Kansas and got a bunch of ammo down there, and it wasn't too bad for the current climate. And then I come upon, was it 150 rounds for $64? So, which that really wasn't bad, and that was all brass cased. So.
Yeah. And DJ Play Nice out there, I think, is in the hot spot of Nebraska. He says it's 1 degree with a -12 wind chill and snowing.
Yep, that sounds about right, about like here. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask Squib, do you do any reloading by any chance?
Yep.
You reload the 5.56 or the 2.23 by any chance? Probably.
Yep.
Okay. What do you like? Do you just reuse your own brass and just resize it, or do you get fresh?
Oh, I won't buy new 223 or 5.56 brass. There's absolutely no reason for it. It's so plentiful. I could there's so much brass available for free that I can't even think of the term I want to use for it. It's limitless.
Gotcha.
9mm, 9x19, 223, 5.56. I can get that for free every weekend, as much as I can carry.
Nice. About how many times can you reload on your brass on the 223 or the 5.56 before you start seeing any problems? About 2 to 3 times?
I talked to a guy who said he knew somebody who reloaded a case 40 times before it split or wore down. Me personally, I don't think I've reloaded anything that I know was new that I shot more than 4 times. And I just, there's so much brass, and I don't really segregate it unless I'm doing a test, that I really haven't done some sort of durability, like, let's just see what I can do. I'm more likely to maybe make a mistake and crush it in the press or something like that than I really am to wear it out. You do have to cut down bottlenecks. You can trim straight wall cartridges too, but it's not very often. You do have to trim bottlenecks on occasion, but they stretch every time you shoot them, so you could trim it multiple times and it's still serviceable. The theory is that once it gets to a certain length, it's no good. You got to throw it out. But I've actually reloaded 223 and 556 that were below spec, and they chambered and shot just fine. I don't recommend it. I'm not recommending it. I'm not advising people to do it, but I'm just saying that unless you go to a range where if it hits the ground, it's their property, or unless you just go out in the field and just shoot and you don't police up your brass, then you're going to reclaim most of your brass as a reloader.
Yeah, and I do reload. I just I haven't ever done 556 or 223. I was just wondering if there was any peculiar oddities or anything with that case on reloading or anything, because I do like 22, 250, 357, 9mm, 270, 30-06, and Mosin Nagant. And so I was just wondering if there's anything you'd ran into in that.
There is one thing. On 556 cases, I've had to take my chamfer tool and chamfer the primer pocket. I'm guessing it's because there was a military crimp on those primers, but I'm not sure. Something about the primer pocket. When I go to put new primers in, I'll smash primers and ruin the case. So if I just take that little chamfer tool and bevel the pocket a little bit, it's one extra step. But if I do that en masse and then just line them up assembly line style, I don't have that issue. And I don't, the military crimp is my guess, but I can't say that for sure.
Okay, all right, yeah, because I've got the little chamfer tool, for I can't remember what the set was, but so yeah, I'll just have to keep that in the back of my mind when I go to do that. Then whenever I get the die. So
the thing is with reloading, if somebody says this is how I'm going to deal with the ammo problem, and you want to get into reloading today, you're no better off than if you're just going down to the store paying $95 a box for $380. I mean, you really are. It's a little bit too late to the game, but it is a strategy for when this goes away and things are plentiful. And at that time, buy everything you need. Now, you don't have to go buy it all on day one. You can get it a little at a time, right? But while it's plentiful and affordable, that's where you get your press or presses, your scales, your dies, your spare parts, all the stuff. You buy your primers. You can buy primers the way you buy ammo. Every payday you go down to the store, you pick up a box or two of ammo, pick up a sleeve or two of primers. At the end of a year, you've got a couple thousand of every size. I mean, and you didn't even notice it. But, not everybody was doing that when things were plentiful and affordable. And now they're paying the price.
Right. And I've got good powder. I've got primers and all that stuff on hand. About the only thing I need for that is just the resizing die, and everything for the 223s. So I'm not hurting on, and I guess I'd have to have the bullets, but all the other stuff I have on hand, for handgun and long rifle primers and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm not too short away from being able to reload on 556, but yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Get it while it's plentiful instead of having to play catch up and pay out the yin yang for something that you could have got 6 or 7 months ago for half the friggin' price.
Some crazy fan just made it onto the field, stopped the game by running across the field.
No
you got to give everybody the COVIDs?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he was wearing a mask, man. How dare he? What's he trying to do, man?
Yeah.
Now, are they? Did they go to commercials so that you couldn't see the police pepper spraying him and tasing him and beating him?
Yeah. But we saw enough. Like the player, they like stopped the play. He's like threw his hands up. At the refs, I thought maybe like the clock didn't reset or something like that. And then all of a sudden, here comes this fan running right through the field, right through the players and stuff. And yeah, they went to commercial.
Yeah. Speaking of stupid people, there's one.
Yeah.
But,
pay that kind of money to go to the Super Bowl and then run out there just to go to jail too. That's pretty damn stupid.
You're going to have to pay all kinds of fines. You're going to have a lawyer. You're going to have to go to court. You probably have to do a butt ton of community service. And
It's
then you'll
okay.
never be allowed to go to an NFL game the rest of your life.
It's okay. I think it was Hunter Biden. Nothing will happen at all.
Hunter Biden.
Yeah, the DJ is out there talking about the wind coming off the Missouri River where he's at. Man, I don't want to hear about wind coming off a river. Growing up in Pittsburgh, you get the wind coming off all of three rivers at one time. It's getting there where all those skyscrapers are, and it's like a vortex of wind, and it's constantly going over to Ohio, then the Monongahela, then the Allegheny, and you're just freezing your ass off if there's any kind of wind chill. Tell you what, man, get a -10 wind chill in downtown Pittsburgh, and you are in serious trouble of some serious frostbite going on. If none of you guys have ever experienced that, you're lucky.
Yeah, I had a little bit back in the day, but it wasn't anything that was going to take anything off. But whew, it definitely hurt.
Now, is that considered a form of gangrene?
I don't know. I just know it's a freaking cold that you can't get warm.
Yep.
You walk
No,
into
like when
a-
you get frostbite, they have to
you're
surgically
freezing the
remove
hell
it, right?
Depends on the degree. What is it? First, second, and third degree frostbite, if I remember right. And yeah, the most severe, that's usually when they've got to go in and cut stuff off and scrape everything back to living flesh.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. Now, I actually had to get out what I call my my death coat today. It's a big game coat that I got here a little while back. It's got one of those inner liners that zip in and out and everything, and it's good to about -40. And I finally had to crack that bad boy out. And the reason I call it my death coat is because it's blaze orange. So that way, if I ever do freeze out somewhere, it's just easier to find the body.
The wind vortex in Pittsburgh makes you wonder why the hell they put the open end of Heinz Field facing the rivers. Seems counterintuitive, doesn't it?
That's how they do things, man. Up in
Yeah,
Cleveland,
parks don't stay nice if people are always there.
they do that on purpose. Like visiting seats up at Cleveland, they're facing the wind coming off Lake Erie.
Heinz Field, every seat is facing the wind. They got, honest to God, the end that's facing the river is wide open. There's like 10 rows of seats. Then there's a walkway. Then there's the scoreboard in the river.
Mystic knows about bad wind. She lives with Snob.
That's mean.
His daughter in here saying, that's mean.
Your dad's used to it.
He is. And I don't know why she's saying that's mean. You should hear her when she's in the car with them.
That's true.
She'll be like, Dad.
Yeah, I think Snob's cool. He's a little strange, but he's cool.
A little strange.
Yeah.
Mario out there, he's rubbing it in the California weather in our face, saying it's 61 and where he's at right now. Yeah.
Oh, I would love to have 61.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be nice right about now. My sister lives down in Texas, and yeah, a nice 73 today.
But hell, to him, 61 is probably cold because it was like, what, probably 80 in the day. Now it's 61. So that might be cold.
Well, that day I went to, we went to Texas, went to San Antonio, and he went to the Gundies, and I went to San Antonio. It was 84 degrees in San Antonio.
61 for Mario's Parco weather.
I probably wouldn't even wear a jacket.
16 for me.
Oh man, Mario probably busting out the goddamn field jacket, all cold and
You said it was 16 degrees where you were at, Rob?
Yep. Yeah, that's what the phone says. 16.
Mario
Sure,
said,
it's going down too. So
yeah, Mario said it was 71 for a high there today. Yeah, keep rubbing it in, Mario. Keep rubbing it in.
That's all right. I'll take the cold versus their gun laws.
Yeah. Mine says 28, feels like 22.
25 feels like 18. It says right now, but I'm doubting that 18 with how much that wind is blowing out there right now.
Mine's still
16
steady at
feels
9.
like you lost your manhood.
Okay, mine is 9 degrees. Says it feels like 0.
-1 and it doesn't feels like it. You lost your manhood.
Plus, the weather report says it's cloudy. Well, no shit. It's fucking 9 o'clock at night. It ain't fucking sunny.
My phone says the moon is out. It's a crescent, according to my phone. Anyway, clear sky basically is what it's saying.
Mac tonight.
Clear sky and cold weather is worse than
Yeah.
overcast and cold weather because you don't got nothing holding the heat in.
Uh-huh. Where's all the global warming at people today, huh?
Well, that's why they changed it to climate change, man. Come on. That way they can complain that anything that happens with the weather is man's fault. Because remember, in the 70s, they tried saying the deep freeze was man's fault. And then in the 80s, it changed to being the excessive heat we had was from man-made shit. Now they wised up, and now any weather change at all is because it's our fault. See? You gotta understand how this shit works.
All right, guys, I'm calling it a night. I'll talk to everybody later.
No, you're not at work.
Wimp.
Yep. No, I'm
care,
not at
Squid.
work. That's why I'm wimping out.
Okay.
Don't blame you. Well,
Good.
yep. Have a good night, Squib.
Rage quit.
Yeah.
He's a climate changer.
Go ahead, just rage quit.
That's why he rage quit, because we started picking on the climate change people. Come on.
I get on the panel and you leave, whatever.
Oh.
Well, it's not looking good for Kansas City in this Super Bowl.
I keep forgetting there's the Super Bowls now.
Yeah, I didn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care either. I just watched that. I can't stand it. It's got that damn Tom Brady out there, man. And boy, they've played pretty good. This is a beating.
Yeah, I'm just picturing
I've never been into one.
yelling at his TV.
What's that, Rob?
I said I've never been in the Super Bowls. I've made money on betting though. Believe it or not having a damn clue, just going opposite of my friends just to piss them off. And it seems to work. It's funny, and they get so pissed. Like I could care a lot, and that's the thing. I don't even care. That's why they get so pissed. So,
I saw a couple good commercials.
My lady used to like to watch them just to see not in the football in a sense, not watch the season, but would watch the last games or whatever. And she doesn't even care this year due to all the crap. So I'm calling them all a bunch of pussies. I don't know if we got a kid in here, but she's not too thrilled with it. So most of the sports in general now.
Yeah, all the sports have got too damn political, trying to carry all that crap along with it. And it's like, you know what? You guys get paid to play. Keep your opinions to your damn self, do it somewhere else, and just play the damn game.
There was some good commercials I've seen tonight, though. Some of them were pretty good. It's usually a good Budweiser one, but I didn't see the Clydesdales. Nothing on the Budweiser commercials this year. But it might just be my channel.
I wish they'd bring back the Budweiser frogs. God, that was the most hilarious running string of commercials.
Bud.
Wise.
Brr.
Wise.
God.
Wise.
It's Spuds McKenzie. I always loved Spuds McKenzie.
Yeah, they were decent commercials. Some of those years ago, I guess.
They've been doing these Paramount, like the movie studio, TV studio Paramount. They've been doing these commercials, and it's got, like, I don't know, like 24 movie and TV stars on it. And two of them there was Beavis and Butthead.
Check it out, Butthead.
Shut up, Beavis. Kick your ass.
Oh, the one girl said something about, I don't know, they were on the snow in the mountain, or said something about crack, and Beavis and Butthead kept laughing. She said crack. Big crack.
My ex-husband and his best friend, they drove me crazy because they consider themselves to be Beavis and Butthead, and they go around talking like them all day long.
Me and my brother used to do that through high school. I am Cornholio. I need TP for my bunghole.
I am the great Cornholio.
Oh, it drove me insane.
That boy ain't right. That boy ain't right.
I loved that movie where they met them two dudes on the road that was like probably their fathers and shit.
Beavis and Butthead do America.
Uh-huh.
Not ashamed to say it, I have it on DVD.
I don't.
I don't think I have that one. My wife has the soundtrack.
I forget, wasn't that a pretty decent soundtrack?
Yeah, it has some good stuff on it.
I don't know, I probably haven't watched it in 10 years.
Just emailed you some proof of a certain somebody. It has to do with a conversation earlier today on a certain somebody's early morning show chat. Just check it out, Rich.
What now?
Something about the early bird show.
Yeah, I didn't get to go on there today, so I have no idea what happened.
Somebody on there was saying they've never been clubbing here in New York, and little did they know I got a picture last time. So
I can legitimately say I have never gone clubbing in New York because I've never gone clubbing a day in my life.
check your email.
Check my email. Uh-oh. Somebody getting busted for something, apparently. Now, which email address did you send it to?
The one I
Shooting
have.
Weapons Center.
You got more than one of my email addresses, Rob. You have to.
Hey, Rob, when you saw that, did you think in the back of your head, haha, gotcha, bitch?
Yeah, something like that. Not that, I should say.
I just love that quote. When I pull that out on my brother every once in a while when I catch him in something. Say, haha, gotcha, bitch. Sorry, no offense to the female on the panel.
I don't think you would offend her.
Do you forget who I'm married to?
Yeah, but this is just me. So
Besides the fact I'm married to him, I worked on an ambulance for years. And being around police, fire, and EMS, there ain't nothing you can do.
Yeah, my wife will say the same thing. And yet she still will have her face turn beet red if me or the kids say something a certain way. But yeah, I don't know what email you sent it to, Rob, but I haven't gotten any email yet.
how long did you work in that, Stacy?
Well, I initially got my EMT license in California, but I never actually worked in California because I moved. I worked in, I don't know, 3 years in Chicago, and so probably a total maybe 8 years before I hurt my back.
Oh, what did you do to your back?
I had 2 herniated discs, like severely herniated, like L5, L4, and L5. So I had to have back surgery.
Yeah, that'll do it. Did they have to fuse it, or what they do?
No, they did what's called a discectomy and lumpectomy. It's basically they went in there and scraped out the bone where the disc goes to make it bigger, so it'd be harder for it to herniate again. So that and something else that they did, but a few years later, I went to work with Snob for 2 years, doing construction with him and lifting tons of heavy crap, and I screwed it up. So now I have herniated discs again. This time a little higher.
That works wonders.
Yeah, but this time it's not workers' comp. I don't have insurance, so I was getting cortisone shots for a while, but now I'm just dealing with it.
Yeah.
I can get working there.
The one at Yahoo.
What?
He was talking to me.
Oh.
Yeah, 'cause I haven't got anything yet, so I don't know what's going on. But yeah, there's like nothing from you in my inbox.
So how much snow have you got up your way this year so far, Rob?
Oh, I don't know exact. I'd have to say 4 feet, or maybe a little more.
Okay, well then I have no reason to bitch then.
Earlier this week, we had about 2 feet on the ground just this week alone.
Yeah, email must be working slow because I just double checked it. It's sent to you.
Yeah, I keep refreshing and there's nothing showing up.
Yeah, it's weird. But yeah, it's normal for us to get some snow. I guess that's higher than probably what we've gotten lately, but what we've gotten lately is less than what we normally get. If that makes sense. So it's kind of like a normal year, but anybody, I guess, that hasn't been around here would probably think it's heavy.
Oh, and how's your little friend the cat, by the way?
Trouble, swatting at everything. I can't even go to the bathroom without getting harassed. Peeing in the toilet, and she wants to jump up there and look in the toilet. I'm like, stop! You're gonna get peed on. It's just horrible. She's a kitten. She swats at everything. You throw a tissue in the garbage, she's trying to catch it on the way down. You're like, no. So
Does your kitten ever run from one end of the house to the other and back again? It's just high on catnip.
Sure. between like 3:30 and 5 a.m. about every morning.
Well, the
That
kitten
sounds
we have,
about right.
the kitten we have,
Like, what the hell is going on?
the daughter took it over, so it sleeps in her room now. But it's still like come out here, and then if it gets locked out of her room and it comes in here into our room, anytime we're trying to go to bed, she's hyper as hell. And if we move our feet or move anything under the cover, she's attacking it.
Yeah, I think that's most kittens because I've got a he's 4 years old, and I got a 1-year-old in here now, and they were both the same way. But the one sleeps in our room and likes to sleep on feet for some reason. I have no idea why, but she'll wake me up every once in a while readjusting on either on my wife's feet or my feet, and then I got to kick her off the bed because she's just moving around too damn much.
Yeah, weird schedules. Mine's sleeping right now, so been sleeping for a while, getting their rest so they can be a pain in the butt in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I got a feeling the stupid Siamese is upstairs sleeping right now.
That's what my two are doing right now. They're on the recliner. Well, one of the recliners right now, both fast asleep.
Yeah,
Treat them like new kids and keep them off during the day so they'll sleep all night.
He was acting like a little goddamn lunatic while I was watching the Scotsman show before getting this fired up earlier. It's like, what the hell did you get into, you dumb little shit?
Somebody left the lid open on the catnip box.
Oh man, my wife got him a catnip bird toy the other day, and he's got that thing tore to pieces already. He just went nuts on that damn thing. Hey, there's the email finally.
Yeah, you guys are like cat drug pushers. You're dope pushers with that catnip stuff, getting them all high and stuff. What's wrong with you?
I know, but that's what wears them out. If you can get them really high on that, then they come down on a crash, and then they sleep the rest of the night.
But yeah, this the picture you're talking about there, Rob? You guys can see what I'm screen sharing right now or not.
Yep, I can see it.
Yeah, let's go over here and make that bigger. If you'll let me. Oops. There we go.
Oh yeah,
That's hilarious.
it was a struggle to get them out of there. I'm telling you, that's one bad bird right there.
That's great.
The best part is they were doing a dance when that picture was taken.
He was talking crap. Oh, I haven't been in New York and clubbing and blah, blah, blah. I told him he was so drunk, the Uber driver had to carry him in the house by the time he got home.
He does
He
kind
don't
of.
remember a thing.
I mean, look at his eyes, man. He definitely looks like he's drunk. Or drugged, one of the two.
I was going to say, did somebody slip him something?
Yeah, the chick next to him.
He'd never know.
Gary does a mean chicken dance. I mean, she just fell for him instantly, and like, you know, I'm going to take this guy home with me, and she slipped something in that drink, and you know, the rest is history.
It's been a long time since I've been that drunk.
Yeah, it's been a good minute.
No, just thought I'd share that proof there. So everybody knows he's full of crap there.
Yeah, we've all seen the proof now. There's no denying it. It's out there on the internet. So now he's got to answer for that, right? Isn't that the way it works?
That's right. It must be true.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that how Harry Reid said it works? Right? It's out there, so now he's got to answer it.
Yep, if it's on the internet, it must be true.
Mario says, "Whoa, that's hilarious."
I know it's winter and all, but has anybody actually been doing any shooting at all or not?
Hell no, can't afford to.
Mario was on the show earlier, so he probably knows the reference or whatever. Yeah, no, I haven't been out either myself lately. Want to, just haven't made it the last few days I wanted to, unfortunately.
Now, Two Live Moo says he remembers when Mystic was drunk. I remember when Mystic, what may or may not have been drunk on Snob Show and was doing something naughty when she was in the back room on StreamYard.
Does she still have company? You're joking, right?
Am I joking? No, I'm not joking in the least. Snob was telling us all about what she was doing.
Hold
What
on.
was I doing?
Wasn't Snob's kid right here?
Snob's kid. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good joke, man. Good joke.
Yeah. Well, you know what? She lives with her, so she probably knows how she is.
I've got a good joke I wanted to try with her, but, now I can't do it, so.
Uh-huh. Now, I remember a certain Two Live Moo being drunk on my show on a Christmas Eve a couple years ago.
He was beyond plastered.
Oh, God, yes, he was. And that was hilarious.
Didn't his 5-minute rule turn into like a 15 or a 20-minute rule?
Hell, if we were still counting, it would still be going on. That's another 5 minutes. He says it's -9 at his dad's cabin right now.
Where's the cabin?
His dad's cabin's in Upper Michigan, not the Upper Peninsula, the Upper Mitten part. Not surprised.
Well, he's got me beat by 5 degrees right at the moment anyway.
I mean, it's probably snowing like all hell, too. I know, because Squib wasn't saying it was snowing there. So.
Has he got just like a little cabin right beside the lake up there, or is it like a nice fishing cabin, or what?
I don't know. I just know his dad has a cabin up in northern Michigan. That's all he ever says. I don't know if it's on right near one of the lakes or if it's what the deal is. Moo has. Or
What's the address, man? We want to stop by. Come on.
Well, I just thought of something. I don't know if I sent Moo a link this week. I got to check that. I was about to say Moo has a link. He can jump in and tell us. But then I was like, oh, wait, did I send him one?
Probably already half drunk.
Somebody. Yeah, I did. Moo does have a link. Okay. I was right. I did send him the link.
Yep, he's probably half drunk, 3/4.
Celebrating his mom's 3-year passing. Him and his dad are having a good time, he says. Yep.
Have a good one, man. Family moment right there.
Mm-hmm.
As long as he doesn't get too drunk and decide to go outside and find bears.
No, that's Rob. He goes out and looks for Bigfoot.
He finds me, apparently.
I did that one time when I was a teenager, and I was beyond
Bigfoot.
drunk or whatever.
Yeah, Bigfoot leaves a trail of potato chips for Rob to follow. Rob's not going to comment on that.
I've already covered.
He probably had to look out the window to see if he can see him.
One of these days, Rob's going to think it's Bigfoot that's trying to lure him away, and it's going to be a werewolf.
Some of these shows are as bad as CNN, you know.
Uh-huh. Deny it now, man. Deny it now. You're the one who told us about your little ATV excursion and the Bigfoot with the lace.
I didn't deny it. It was just a little different than that.
Nope, that's exactly the way I remember it. Bigfoot had the bag of lays and was just chilling, and you came up rolling up on him, and he was like, "Dude, get out of my goddamn woods, you son of a bitch!" And you just like turned tail and scooted out of there on that ATV. Yep, that's the way I remember it. Is that the way you remember it, Moo?
Oh man, you left out a whole lot. That's all right.
Werewolves in London. That'll be kind of hard when Rob's in New York. They're A&A, and he's not Warren Zevon. So I mean, Moo had to jump in now because we're getting into the Bigfoot with the potato chip.
Hey, what's happening, good people?
What's going on, man?
You remember the Bigfoot story like I do, where he was on this ATV excursion and he come across the Bigfoot.
Dude, it is so vivid in my brain. I can recite it
the lace
word
potato
by
chip
word.
bag, and you know the Bigfoot said him, "Get out of my woods, man! What's wrong with you, you son of a bitch?"
You son of a
Dude, that was the best story I've ever heard in my whole life.
Oh man!
And
Rob drunk off his ass telling Bigfoot stories.
and now I'm a believer of Bigfoot. Before I was, yeah, that doesn't exist. Now I believe it. I believe.
It had to be there. I didn't exactly say it was Bigfoot. It was just big and it threw shit at me.
No. You explicitly said it was Bigfoot.
I think there was several.
That might
It
have
was
been
like
the captain.
It was big feet. You know, there was like more than one.
Yeah. I mean, you explicitly said Bigfoot.
Was that on the after chat or was that on like a regular?
God, I think that was in the after chat.
Oh shit!
I know there's no proof. It was just
God damn it!
But there were witnesses. There was you, me, and RL witness.
Oh man!
So,
All right, I got to hear the story now. Sounds too funny.
Oh, you had to be. I don't know if I could tell.
you had to be there, man. You honestly had to be there.
Apparently, it's not the same without the alcohol.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be a lot different without the alcohol.
Rob says, "Oh, I drank this whole fifth of vodka."
Yeah, I'm drank almost this whole fifth of vodka, and then he goes in to tell us this Bigfoot story.
Oh,
Hey
yeah.
man, I stand by my story. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I'm here. I'm with you, buddy. The way you told it,
Just didn't add up.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
dude,
You
you're
know-
like
you know,
like
drunk
stressing
serious-
out.
You know, drunk serious, right? When somebody's drunk and they start talking real super serious, like that's what Rob is doing.
That's I'm gonna use that. That's like a new term. Drunk serious.
You never heard that term before?
No.
Oh man, we used to say it all the time. Somebody,
Man, I wish that was a lot. Like in a way, I wish I could go back and hear that.
it's like, dude, you drunk serious? Shut the hell up.
Yeah, I wish that was like a recorded live stream or something. Because, dude, you had me at hello.
Oh man, I'm laughing my ass off. Somewhere along the line, RL like took off because I don't think he could listen to it anymore. Oh,
All I gotta say, barbecue, is it was fucking convincing and epic.
Yeah, that's the night I outdrink Black Cat, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
He showed me like, the hell you did.
The hell he didn't.
So I told him, I was like, your beer don't add up to the bottles of vodka.
Nope.
Oh, sports
Not by a
ball.
long shot.
Tampa Bay wins sports ball. Barf.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gary's probably all depressed.
Yeah, he's probably gonna burn his jersey now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me and
Go
Dad
back out
watched
to the
it.
club.
It was pretty fucking lame.
Go back out to the club. He's gonna go looking for that chick again, man. He's gonna do some more chicken dancing.
That was a pretty good picture.
Which picture?
You didn't see?
Oh, I'm on my phone. I can't see shit.
Oh.
Are you sharing something?
No, not right now.
I seen it when you showed it on the phone last time.
Hey, that was Amber. Was it Amber? I don't
Oh
remember.
yeah. On RL show that time? Yeah.
Yeah. Where the mean member was looking at me right in the face.
Yeah.
Or no,
No,
Amber
Amber
was
was the bare ass
That
and
was
other parts hanging.
that was the gray-haired teabagger
Uh-huh.
thing.
Yeah. But
And
I forwarded you the picture move so you can take a look at it.
Oh, okay. I'll fire up my laptop and see if I can make it work. We got no internet up here, so
You could plug your phone in and tether the computer to your phone, and then you can use it wireless through your phone.
yeah, I'll do a hotspot with my phone.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Yep. Dad
How's
just
your
went to
dad
bed.
doing tonight, Moon?
What's that, Rob?
I was just asking how he's doing tonight. So it's
Oh.
3-year anniversary of mom passing. So
Yeah, really good. We talk about her a lot, and tell old stories and stuff, and we laugh our asses off, and just in general, it's just it's good. I mean, it's been 3 years. He's still, he's still in pain, but we talk about
how long were they together?
Yeah, we talk about the good stuff. 55 years.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, it's a long time to be with somebody. Yeah.
and
3 years is nothing.
And and she was his one and only the whole time. So, yeah, we talked about back when he was in the Air Force and stuff that we talked about a lot of stuff today. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool you guys get together. And he isn't sitting alone somewhere.
Yeah,
Good on you, man.
I come up to the cabin pretty often. Like every holiday, every like anniversary of something. Like mom's birthday, their anniversary. All that stuff. I spend all my vacation up here.
That's great.
Yeah.
Better that way than everybody isolates themselves.
Yeah. He's my
Changes
dude.
the
Man.
dynamic. I mean, everybody suffers.
He's my favorite guy in the world. I should put his picture up. I just I took a picture of his Air Force picture. You know, when he first joined the service. Maybe I'll throw that on Instagram. He's a handsome man, man. I think I skipped a generation or something. I didn't inherit his good looks.
Is he standing in front of a flagpole?
No, he's sitting there with his hat on, his uniform, with his arms crossed.
Okay. I thought one, maybe I'm wrong. I know, like Army and stuff, it always seems to be your, well, I was inside when they took those pictures initially and whatnot, but they put like a flag and whatnot behind you, or what I think it was. So I think a look, but needless to say, prior to that, there was another branch I thought that always stood outside, like, back in the day, in front of the flag. So maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, back in the day, it was either volunteer or be drafted. And so Dad volunteered for the Air Force. And his older brother got drafted into the Army. And he went his brother went kicking and screaming. He's like, I don't want to go. And he ended up he made a career out of it. He was in for 25 years. Dad was in and out in 4. And his brother, he did 3 tours in Vietnam. He was a door gunner, helicopter door gunner. Yeah, it was crazy stories, man.
Yeah, one sergeant that we had in our junior RTC, he was a door gunner in Nam. And he told some stories.
Mm-hmm.
My biological father did 3 or 4 in Vietnam as well. So I know he's given medals and this and that. And I was a stubborn kid and turned down my survivor's benefits and all that shit way back. Sometimes I still kick myself in the ass for doing it, but anything later in life, I would have liked to acquire, at least his military stuff, as far as medals and things like that. But that's life, I guess. But trying to think what he did there. Just give me a second here. That was one term was an MP. One was I think forward scout. It was. I can't think of the third, but basically made it all through and never got shot once. Spotters and shit did. His other people, he never got shot once. He was lucky as hell, but he was never the same when he got back though. He never left.
Yeah,
mentally. So
yeah, my dad's brother, man, he would come to visit, and you look at him, and he's like, there's something going on in there, he wasn't right in the head after he did his tours in Vietnam and stuff. I mean, there was something weird going on.
Yeah, you look at my father-in-law's records, his military record from when he was over. He was stationed in Germany, and every so often they would send him over to Nam, and everything from Nam in his record is redacted.
What?
Yeah, it's all redacted.
Oh, that's not. He killed a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's different reasons for stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably cheated on postage or something.
Uh-huh. I'm sure that's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, Dad said that he used to get postcards from his brother, and his brother would write free where you put the stamp on, and he'd get it because it was from the military. This is back in the 60s. So they didn't have to pay postage.
Well, guys, I'm going to hop off here. I got a couple things to do.
Jason.
Good to see everybody. Everybody try to stay warm.
Yeah,
Fine, leave
don't
me.
go cutting any body parts off without asking Rob if you can first.
9 below 0.
Yeah, don't be doing that no more, Jason. It's not acceptable. Okay.
Yeah,
Everybody, be safe.
If you're going to, you got to have Rob's permission first. Without Rob's permission, you can't do it.
Don't leave me, Jason.
All right. I'll see y'all later.
Later.
Later,
Hi.
Jason.
Take
Good
care.
evening, Jason.
He left me.
Yeah.
He still loves you, though.
Rude.
First Squib, now Jason.
I know, right?
Oh, Squibby was here?
Yeah, he was here. He was off tonight. He didn't, so he cut out earlier.
Yeah. Dad just went to bed, so I'm like, I'll jump, see what's going on. Jump on.
Pat wasn't to leave, and I guilted him into staying.
Oh, yeah?
I don't remember that happening.
Yes, he said he was going to leave, and I said he couldn't. I told him he couldn't be a quitter.
Spitters are quitters.
Okay.
Actually, what I said is he couldn't be a wimp.
Is that what it was?
Yep.
So what are you up to tonight, Mystic?
No, not much. I've been cleaning all day and reorganizing, so
Oh, yeah?
my back is killing me.
I don't like that.
Especially when I had to go with Snob Friday and go help him finish his deck because his helper called in sick and he didn't want to have to wait until Monday or Tuesday to do it because that cold front was going to come in. It's going to be really cold.
Yeah, my neck's been killing me the past few days. Down into my shoulders and shit.
The cold makes it worse too.
Mm-hmm.
You know you're old when the cold bothers you.
I
And
know.
I was young and the cold bothered me.
Working outside the bitch in the cold, like doing like that, building decks and everything, pulling hay. Just can't really use gloves in a lot of cases, or at least not anything warm.
Yeah, shit. I mean, you're working outside probably most of the time.
A lot of the time. Now it's like less, probably, I don't know, 30-40%. Most people understand, and some of their customers like have done a lot of painting and stuff like that inside. So other people that as soon as I'm willing to, can do their roof or whatever, but they're just they don't expect me to do it now, but they as soon as I can get on it. So
I will pay $1 million for somebody to paint my shit. I hate painting.
a lot of people are like that. So
I don't suppose you'll come over to my house and paint because I'm getting ready to repaint my cabinets and repaint my walls.
Why are you painting the cabinets?
Because I live on a dirt road. They are that off-white, and so they're always getting dusty and crap. I'm tired of them being white.
oh no,
Racist.
That's
It's
why
like
you
paint
paint wood
old
grain finish
French doors or something. Ugh.
Well, I'm also going to do this blue underneath it, and then paint gray on top, and then I'm going to sand it off and give it that blue distress look. Or at least I'm going to attempt it. May not come out. But I need to paint my walls because last year we ended up getting, I guess there was a hole like on our pellet stove where we turned it on and it made the whole house smoky.
Wow.
So you can see like black marks in a certain area, and I've tried to clean them off and stuff in certain spots, but it just needs to fix the pipe where it had the hole, but and replaced it and stuff, but so it just needs to be repainted.
Yeah, you're probably gonna have to primer it, then paint it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how my house burnt down the first time.
What, priming and painting? You burnt the house down painting? How the hell did you manage that one?
How many times you burn your
The
house
first
down?
time.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
first
not
time.
only the first
second
time. The second time
Well-
it was something totally different.
He got halfway through painting and said, "Screw it," and just lit the house on fire.
That's what I would do.
Yep, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, just torch that son bitch.
Oh, when I first started working with Snob, we were doing these full drywalls. So, and they had battens on them. So we had to take all the battens off and mud it and sand it. And we would have to paint every stinking room in those houses. Oh, I hated painting for the longest time. I still not very fond of painting, but I really hated painting when I worked with him.
Mudding and sanding is worse than painting. And I hate
Yeah.
I think that they're all fine unless you're doing it on ceilings. I think that's where it's a real bit.
Oh,
ceiling
over your
don't
head
get me
all
started on
day.
that shit.
Ceiling painting's not bad.
Walls
if you got a
are
roller
bad.
on
Ceilings is
Come
where
on.
it gets torn.
And because everybody looks at them, you have to have it perfect. You know?
Well, and when I worked with him, I always mention him. Why can't you do this with an electric sander? He's like, "Oh no, it's too dusty. It's too dusty."
Yeah.
So we would sand it all by hand, the whole house. And a couple of years after that, now he has an electric sander. Like, really?
That's
I told you so.
He hooks it up to his shop vac.
Yeah,
I do it all by hand.
Years ago.
You get good at putting it on, and
years
some
ago,
jobs I can get away with 2 coats with certain places. They're just getting that real fine little bubblies out of the, skimming that over in some areas. But a lot of these landlords, they don't care. They want it as cheap as possible. And 70% of the people wouldn't even notice the damn difference.
Yeah.
So,
Not
Rob,
saying it's good, but that's what
do
they want.
you mix your own mud or do you buy the prefab mud?
I buy a prefab lightweight, and then I paddle mix the hell out of it. With the real good. Yeah, and it spreads real nice. And usually I get it where I don't really have to sand all that much, to be honest. But
Yep.
I've done this since I was a kid, in a sense, having to fix holes in my dad's apartment building. So, so I don't know. Everybody's got their own way of doing things and stuff, you know what I'm saying? But the only person I've ever seen use a power sander was somebody that had no idea what they were doing, and they actually lapped sheetrock, and they were just, instead of cutting the sheetrock, they were just overlapping it and mudding it. So they were in there with palm sanders and belt sanders, and I was like, what the hell? So that's the only time I've ever seen this.
If you got to use a belt sander for drywall.
Well, I'm sure maybe commercial they have something now that's ideal, but I don't know. I mean, wouldn't see the need to have to sand that much, honestly, but everybody's different.
Yeah, years ago.
If you need a belt sander for drywall, you got major problems.
Yeah, thankfully, when I was volunteering, like 10 years ago at my kid's school, and I was painting like bathrooms and stuff, I didn't have to do any drywall work. But man, a lot of painting. And the principal's like, "Well, can you do that fancy swirl thing that they do on the ceiling?" I was like, no. I'm not doing all that.
Yeah, that knockdown
it's easy.
swirl and popcorn. Oh, that shit's so.
You can fake plaster with sand real well on a brush, so you can shell it back out with your half curves, and people won't even have a clue.
Look, man, I wasn't getting paid. I wasn't going into that kind of detail. Their ceiling was going to be whatever the hell texture it already had on it. There was one spot that needed a piece of drywall put in, but she's like, "I'll get somebody else to do that." I was like, "Thank you, God." Did not want to do it because they had taken out one of those vending machines that has the feminine products in it. You know what I'm talking about? And there was a big hole in the staff bathroom in the school's office, and like, "Can you fix that?" I was like, "Yeah, I could," but she's like, "Yeah, don't worry about it. I'll just get somebody else. I'll just get one of the janitors to do it." And I was like, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." Because I did not want to cut a piece of drywall that had to fit that hole, and then I did not want to do it.
Part I hate about it is the dust. I think that's the worst.
Mm-hmm.
It just gets everywhere. even though you don't have to sand a lot, but when you're going through like a house or something, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Ripping out an old house with plaster to re-drywall. Oh my goodness.
Yep. Well, I ended up getting pulled from paint. I ended up getting pulled from doing it anyway because I had gotten a sinus infection. My doctor's like, no, you're not painting. That's not helping your respiration right now with you having that infection. So you're going to have to stop painting. If you want to volunteer for the school, they're going to have to find something else for you to do. And that was the end of me painting the school. It's not like doing it was hard. It was just exasperating the sinus infection I had at the time. The paint fumes and stuff. And the one area that I was painting at the time didn't have the best ventilation.
Re-enameled the tub across the street from my place for a guy. Man, I'm so glad I didn't have to drive home. Let me put it that way. And I was wearing a respirator. Trying to think of what I was wearing. Actually, no, I think I was wearing an N95, not a respirator. I should have worn my respirator. Yeah, let me tell you, I was doped, man. Doped. Like, it was not cool. Like, that stuff is nasty, yo. Yeah. And had windows open, fan going, and everything. But it is nasty, that enamel stuff.
What you should have done is shipped it to Snob and had him Cerakoted it.
Well, I should have just walked back right across the street, basically, grabbed the respirator with some P100s. But, it's like, I got this. Man, if I had to drive, I would have been, like, parked down the street from the job trying to sleep it off or something.
Yeah. The principal came in to see how I was doing because the area that I was painting when it started bugging me was like a hallway where you had the bathroom and then there was a door that led into the main school hallway. And then there was like a little office because it formed like an L, and there was a little office at the end, and then there was this big storeroom right there. She's like, why didn't you go in the storeroom and open the windows? Like, because what good is that going to do if there's nothing to blow the fumes that way anyway? It's like this principal had no concept of airflow. If there's no airflow, the fumes aren't going to go out the window in a room that's 30 feet away.
Yeah, speaking of stuff that'll jack you up, buddy of mine, his house caught on fire and burned about a third of it, and the insurance wouldn't total the house out, so they wound up rebuilding and cleaning up a lot of it. In the middle of the process, they had put down new flooring and stuff in one part of the house where it just got soaked and destroyed by the fire hoses and everything, and just water damaged. Anyway, he had hired somebody to come in and coat the floors so that way they could sand. I can't remember if it was varnish or whatever. But the guy, when he left, he closed up all the frickin' windows on the frickin' house. There was a spark from something in the house, blew all the frickin' windows out of the frickin' house and caught the house on fire again.
You sure that wasn't on purpose? Did insurance pay for it that time?
No, the guy was insurance and bonded, and it was all that guy's fault because he closed the damn house back up when he got done, and it just, thank God it didn't do much to the house. It just, when it just blew all the windows out, and it pretty much put itself out when it did that. But there was enough fumes in the house that it like blew and there was like brand new windows and stuff in the house and just fucking knocked it. Well, there was guys downtown that heard it. It sounded like the freaking gas station up the road had exploded.
Like, what the hell was that?
Well, and the funny thing is, he worked like 2.5 blocks away from his house. He was a manager at a tire store. And he said he heard it even inside the tire shop. And he said he heard it plain as day, and he stepped outside, and there was smoke that had billowed out of the windows when it knocked all the windows and everything out when he stepped around the corner towards his house.
You heard me tell the story about when they were filming the Van Damme movie Sudden Death, right? When they blew the helicopter up.
No, I have not heard that story.
Okay. I lived right across the Allegheny River from where the Civic Arena was. I think it was Civic Arena still at that point. And then eventually it would become the Mellon Arena. Now it's not even there anymore. But they were filming the Van Damme movie there, right? And they were going to be blowing up this helicopter. They blew the damn thing up at the arena itself. I mean, it wasn't CGI or any of that kind of shit. They actually blew up a helicopter there. They did it at like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the fucking morning. I had to get up for work at like 5.
You probably thought the world was ending or we were being bombed.
Oh, man, it's like, what the fuck was that? You know, it's confusing. We thought the gas station down the street blew up, like what you were saying. It was like, what in the hell? We're like, we had a
yeah, I've seen that movie too, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, the door. We had back porch off of our bedroom. We opened the door, and all you see from the Civic Arena area is this big fireball go up. I was like, holy shit, the Civic Arena just blew up. They didn't put any announcement out or anything that they were going to be doing that shit. Yeah, you think maybe they will put an announcement on the local news or something to alert people that lived in that area what was going on? No, nothing. You see this, open the door, and there's just this remnants of this big fireball and black smoke going up from. It's like, honest to God, it looked like the Civic Arena had blown up. No idea what the hell was going on.
That's funny. Nowadays, they about got to close down blocks and let everybody know what that was. Early to mid 90s.
That was mid 90s, yeah.
Yeah.
That was when I was working at Greyhound. I was working at Greyhound in 95.
Yeah, that's crazy that they didn't let everybody know what was gonna go on that, because usually they got to tell everybody that.
Yeah.
At least nowadays, anyway.
Yeah, my wife met Van Damme. He went into the store she was working at in downtown Pittsburgh, and she said he was an asshole. She said he was the most arrogant son of a bitch you'd want to meet.
Now you know that old saying, never meet your heroes. Not that he's my hero or anything, but you know what I mean.
No, there's a lot of people that tell you that he was like that back then, but since he's had his he fell from his star fell, he's supposed to, a lot of people have said that he's a lot different now than what he was back then. Remember, this is back when he was first, when he was a big star, you know what I mean? You had Bloodsport and then Kickboxer and then all those movies after that, so he thought he was hot shit at that time. And then he had Time Cop, and then his career went kaput, So.
Yeah, pretty much.
You didn't hear anything from Van Damme again until what? The Expendables? Expendables 2? That was the second one he was in, right?
Wasn't he in like American Ninja?
No, that was some other guy. That was the one guy from Bachelor Party.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that still beats Steven Seagal.
Seagal was good. I think Van Damme was good. I like them both. Those movies as a kid, I guess, or growing up. Thought they were entertaining.
Van Damme's stuff was so heavily choreographed because the guy was a dancer. He actually didn't know shit about martial arts at the time.
Yeah, I miss all those movies and stuff from back then. Those were all pretty good. But I don't think anything can beat Chuck Norris.
Well, Chuck Norris was a world champion, karate and all that stuff. So yeah, Chuck Norris would probably beat all their asses back then.
Hell, he could still probably beat him now.
I don't know. He's kind of up there in age now. He's in his 80s.
Guy still works out and trains. It's freaking nuts.
Yeah, but he said himself he's not what he used to be.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. I mean, age is definitely the great equalizer when it comes to stuff like that. But I don't think I'd want to tangle with him in a dark alley anywhere, because he'd probably twist me into a pretzel and pull out my liver.
Then serve it with some fava beans.
With a nice Chianti.
Hey.
Wonder where Pancakes is. He has not sent his links out yet.
I think he's live.
Mood disappeared.
I don't know. I haven't gotten any.
I got a notification like 11 minutes ago that he was live.
Did you? That's some bitch. Oh well, you know what? We're gonna quirk him.
And I got a link 24 minutes ago.
I never got a link, but then my email's acting up too. Look how long it took for Rob's email to get to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last email it says I got was at 10:41. That was from Discord. Before that, I got one from Twitch at 10:33. So yeah, my email might just be acting up.
Of course, I mean, you were expecting an email from Rob. I mean, it's Rob, so no telling what he screwed up.
Well, no, I mean,
It's not me. It's Cuomo. He's got to check everything I send out first.
Exactly, it's Cuomo's fault. I mean, he's got the Corona lockdown. He's locking down people's emails now.
Yep.
I'm surprised it didn't come with a mask.
Oh, the email was wearing 3. I just didn't tell you.
Now we've got to open up everything because Trump's out of office.
The email was
Sure, I sent an email over state lines unmasked. I did it now.
Yep.
Now it's got to be double or even triple masked just to be on the safe side.
That's what I said. The email had 3 masks. Yeah, I don't even got a notification that Pancakes is live on YouTube.
Don't feel bad. I finally joined Discord server 2 weeks ago, something like that, and my notifications and everything come in super late on that. It said, "Oh, it just posted like 10 minutes ago," and then you go on to the actual Discord, and it was like 2-3 hours ago. It's what the hell?
Yeah, there's Moo. He's over there on midnight. He ditched us for midnight and didn't even say goodbye. That's some bitch. That's some bitch. Probably didn't put the damn evidence in the back of the car either.
Yeah, something smells like rotten milk.
Well, Moo was here.
Good point.
I see how these guys are. I see how
It must not have come out of a Holstein anyway.
Yeah.
Stacy will catch that one.
Let's see. Midnight, according to
I missed
YouTube,
my whole
Midnight's got 11 people watching, and we got 5. So, yeah, we're stealing 5 people from his audience. Woohoo!
Did you ever used to milk any at all, Mystic?
No, we had beef cattle. He when they had a dairy farm, it was way before I was even with them. But I think Snob was a kid. But we had got 50 bull babies. And so we bottle fed them until, and then taught them how to drink out of the bucket and stuff. And we were just going to keep them and then until they got big enough and sell them. Except, me, first time doing it, with Holsteins, I got attached to them. I named this one Henri. Oh, I love that cow. And he'd be hilarious. He'd be out in the pasture. And if you turned your back on him, he'd be across the pond from you. He would run up on you like he's going to ram you. And the second you turn back and look at him, he stops and just kind of stands there and just looks around like, I'm not doing nothing.
Yep, I've had a couple of kind of like that.
Yeah, and
bucket calves.
I could go up to the fence and he would automatically just walk over to me. And I didn't want to sell them, but we sold them. Still sad about him.
Yeah, we're beef out this way too. Run about 180 head. Dad used to milk back in the day when he was a kid and stuff, and they used to have Gelbvieh Holstein cross, and those were always really good milkers. Really good milk too, as far as that goes. But the rotten kind of milk, I've had some out of some Charolais and stuff, and so I don't know if it was what they were eating or what. But
what did I tell you about the cow check? Come on, now.
Well, we have limousines.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, that's what we have.
Got any balancer in with them, or is it just straight limousine?
Well, it was straight limousine, but they've been getting a few of the, I don't know what they are, some of the black ones, I don't know.
Angus.
I don't think it's Angus. I think they're kind of, I don't know. They may be, because some of the neighbors have black ones. And
Simmental?
Maybe. I don't know. I would have to ask Snob. I don't know what those ones are, but they would get over the fence and mate with some of the other ones here. And then they finally, I think, been buying some of the black ones, but I don't know which ones. Just because they've been doing a little bit better at market.
Yeah, the Angus thing the last 20 years has really been huge as far as selling price point wise. That's what we used to be 100% Gelbvieh back when I was just a little fart. And then we started mixing in red Angus, and then we eventually went to black Angus with a Gelbvieh cross. And, it makes for pretty good cows. They always sell pretty good. We just actually got done selling this last Tuesday, the first 100 head of feeder calves. And, it did pretty good. So I can't complain. So. And that's as bad as I'm going to get on cattle stories tonight. So, but I do have an update. We are just about ready to start calving with our first year heifers. So hopefully look for a video here in the next 2 to 3 weeks of me actually delivering a calf.
Hey, next time Ghost is in the chat, you should have, Rich play that video for him.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking of Ghost specifically, and I was like, "Yep, I could just flash that up on screen share."
When I first got with Snob and stuff, I mean, I never really dealt anything with cattle, but I worked EMS and I'm all about blood and stuff, so I always got a kick out of when they go in there and dehorn them and stuff and the castration. I'm going.
So what you're saying is you're a masochist.
Yeah. Anyways, the one thing I hadn't seen yet is I haven't seen a baby cow be born yet, a calf. So they were gonna have to go out in the pasture and pull one because she was having trouble. And so he's like, "You want to go?" And I'm like, "Heck yeah, I want to go." So I've seen a few more since then, but that was the coolest thing, was going out there and doing that. So
Praise.
Well, it's nice when they're having trouble, especially on those first 3 years of a cow's life, that's really hard on them. Most of them will have it, but you have some of the ones that have trouble. But if you can get that calf out and it's still alive and mom takes it and everything, that makes the work all worthwhile, just to save the calf and everybody's happy and healthy. So that's what the thing that always gets me down is when you wind up pulling one and damn thing's already dead or something, or it's stillborn or something. That always puts a damper on my day.
Yeah,
And
not too long ago, we went out there because we could see one was in labor and about to deliver. So we went out in the pasture, just kind of, make sure it was all right and stuff. And we just kind of watched, and she had it all on her own and stuff. But it was, I think it was her first calf that she's ever had. So we just kind of watched her a little bit. But it's pretty cool watching them be born.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of birth like that. Yeah, all that messiness. And, no thanks. I know it's a process; it's got to be done. If I had to help out or whatever, it's not. I mean, I get through it, but not something I'm looking forward to going to do. I can say that. I didn't even like seeing my damn kid born, let alone something like that. But
what was funny is one of the daughters, she's been taking ag for a few years, and so she decided, well, she was going to go up there and help us with the cows one day, the calves, and we were dehorning them and castrating them and stuff, and just so she can tell her teacher, she was up there doing that with us.
Yeah, but do you really want to trust the kid to help you with that who thinks
they're not actually like doing the actual work. They're pretty much just helping keep track of them, or a lot of times we'll go through and keep track of how many female and how many bulls we have and stuff, and how we make steers, write them down and keep track of them and stuff, or hand stuff as we need it. So her dad was the one doing the dehorning, and she was just walking around. I'm like, Lex, you better be careful where you walk, because every now and then when you cut those horns, it like spurts out. I mean, it'd go 6 feet. I said, if you're not careful, you can get blood all over you. I mean, most times it's not a problem, doesn't spurt out, but every now and then it's like a vein. Like an artery, it just spurts. And of course, after we said that, it did that. Not on her, luckily, because we told her to move, but if you're not careful, you can get blood all over you. And his brother, one day, they were doing the castrating, and they were keeping them because his dad keeps them so he can make
bull fries.
Yeah, make bull fries and stuff. Well, I turn around, next thing I know, I got freaking testicles flying at me because his brother threw some at me.
Oh, boy.
That is funny when you can hit somebody and it sticks to them. That is hilarious.
No.
It's like a hashtag farm life moment.
I don't know. This is a hashtag do that to me and I punch you in the goddamn face moment.
Oh, I about killed his brother.
Yeah. No, we got away from the actual physical castration and went with banding when they're about 2 days old.
They don't do the banding because they say, they say if you band them, they don't get as big.
Yeah, well, we do it just purely out of necessity, just because we've got so many head.
Yeah.
To do. If we were a smaller outfit, we would probably still do it that way, and that's the way we used to do it until we grew. Because shit, we're just between me and my dad, we're calving out damn near 200 head. This winter.
We ended up getting quite a few people because I'll go up there and help, and then we get his dad and grandpa, and then every now and then, we have usually his dad's friend will come help, and his brother and his friend will come help, and especially like hauling hay in and stuff. We usually can get quite a few people out there to help out. a good thing about having so much of his family close by.
Yep, family's definitely key if you're gonna run a farm or something, whether it's small or mid-sized. Because I wouldn't definitely call us large by any stretch of the imagination, but we're kind of that high end of small, but we're kind of mid-sized too. So
I'm not sure how many we have.
All right, there, Mr. Cartwright.
No, we don't have a Ponderosa. No, we're big enough that we can keep ourselves busy and make enough money between me and Dad that we do okay. I mean, if we have a really good year, then we always try to invest back into the farm and make sure that we have money set aside in case we get into bad years, which that usually always happens in farming, or ranching. So just gotta watch yourself.
It was a lot of work having those 50 Holsteins.
Yeah, they're a lot of work, but it depends if you've got good working facilities to do it at too, because we put in all brand new working facilities about 15 years ago and really redid our corrals and stuff, and it makes it 10 times easier now when we bring in the whole herd, especially the cows. So it makes a world of difference.
Yeah, those Holsteins, we were having to go there at like 6, 7 in the morning to feed them and clean everything out, and then again that evening. And I remember one year it was cold when we had them, and we were all like getting sick because I think at one point his dad didn't come up that day because he was running a fever. And it was like the next day Kent was running a fever. And then I was getting ready to go up there the next day and I was running 103 fever. So it like went all the way through us and stuff. So we were short a person or two every now and then because we had some stupid thing going on. It was like, I don't know, 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. I was like, no, I'm still going to go up there. He's like, no, you're not. You're running 103 fever. And I'm like, we'll be up there for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, well, the shit's got to get done, whether you want to do it or not. I mean, I can remember, what was it? A brother was gone somewhere right in the middle of freaking calving season. And he asked me if I would, that morning, if I would cover for him. And this is before I was back on the farm. I was still doing the diesel tech deal about 10 miles away from here. And I said, yeah, not a problem. And my throat and everything was a little sore that morning. And I was like, oh, crap, I hope I'm not coming down with something. By that evening, I had full-blown flu and had to go. And Dad called me up. He goes, oh, we need to go pull a calf. We got to get her run down into the corral and get her caught. And I like barely talk, and I was just colder than shit. And Dad was like, "You all right?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "I'll be there." Went and pulled a friggin' calf when I was just bone chilled cold, and it was like already 0 out, and it can get rough, especially when you're not feeling good.
I've done that with the cows, and I've done that when I worked on the ambulance. I worked a 48-hour shift, so I was there from Monday morning until Wednesday morning. And about Tuesday or so, or early morning Tuesday, I got a fever, and I was just sicker than crap. And so when our boss, I mean, she was my friend too, and she knew I was sick and I was running a fever. I didn't even realize I was running a fever, but I had about 103 fever, and she couldn't find anybody else to cover for me, and the only other option was to down the ambulance if I left. So I stayed at work. We had another ambulance, and so I stayed at work, and she made it to where instead of having to do transfers too, I just did emergency calls. So if the other ambulance was out of commission on a call or whatever, then we would take a call. But if there wasn't a call, then we wouldn't take one. And I ended up, worked another 12, 14 hours. I mean, we had a station I could sleep and stuff. I had a bed and bedroom, all that. But I hate absolutely hate if I'm working or have to go do something to have to like call in sick. I hate calling in sick.
Yeah, that's like I'm the same way. It's like, well, I'm gonna go no matter what. I think there's only been like twice that I didn't wind up showing up for work. And the one time I was in the hospital. So that was kind of hard to do.
Yeah, this last year, whenever, well, I was working in, this is when I was working in Tulsa with his dad doing construction. And about noon, I felt kind of grungy all day. And by the end of the day, I was miserable. Like I could barely, I made myself stay to the end of the shift and stuff, but I ended up not making it to work the next day, which is Friday, and then overtime shift. Saturday I didn't make it to it, but what made it worse with me and Snob were both sick at the same time. Usually, we're never sick at the same time, so usually one of us can take care of the other. No, we were both sick and miserable. It sucked. I'm pretty sure I had a pretty bad case of the flu that year.
Yeah, that never helps when both people in the household are down. That always sucks.
No, I think that Saturday we were both like, I think he stayed in bed all day. I stayed in the recliner all day. All I did all day long was stay in the recliner for that whole day. And yeah, we were both miserable. I hate being sick.
Oh, I was going to ask, is your kid... Oh, go ahead, Rob.
I was just saying, this has been Farm Hour, brought to you by Rich White.
No, it wasn't brought to you by me. It was brought to you by Pat Hirsch. He done hijacked the show here.
Yeah, sorry, but sorry, me and Stacy got to talking about farm life, so I was going to ask you real quick, Stacy, is your kid in FFA then, or?
Yeah, they both, the two oldest, well, the oldest and the third, they pretty much have done FFA, I think, since 7th or 8th grade, and one's a sophomore and one's a senior.
Oh, that's good.
The other two have no interest with it so far. Aubrey might. I don't think she can take it till 8th grade, and she's only in 7th.
Yep. Yeah, that's the way it worked here, too. So anyway, I'll get off the farming and ranching stuff.
But apparently FFA didn't do them any good, because whenever they sent their dad a picture a few months back, 6 months back, I don't know, about I can't remember if it was a sheep.
It was if I remember right, they were saying it was a goat, but it was a sheep.
Yeah, they sent their picture to their dad of it up on the trampoline, saying it was a goat, and it was clearly a sheep. And these are the two that are in FFA.
Yeah, weren't they going to put it in the car? Didn't they put it in the car to take it to the neighbors?
It was our neighbors. They put it in her car. She just got her car. Like, she just barely got, she may have just had a permit then. I don't think she had her license. And they put it in the car to go take it just a half mile down the road to the neighbors. And I think it like peed or pooped in her car. I don't remember which one.
It peed. It's not going into exact detail. It peed all over the back of the car.
Yeah. And it was only going like half a mile down the road.
Horrible.
Apparently she's all whining, "Dad, clean my car for me." And Snob said he was having none of it.
I think I was working. I think that's when I was working in Tulsa, because I wasn't home.
Was that when your sister was having her heart surgery?
You know what? It may have been. It may have been, because I was in Oklahoma City a lot that month or so. So it may have been. That would have been last June. So yeah. that probably about the time. That's probably where I was. And so, I remember him sending me the picture. So yeah.
Yeah, that was funny when that happened.
Yeah, they're not the brightest. A few years in FFA, and you think they know the difference, and the fact that they've lived their whole life, they know what that is. Because even though we have cattle and we have llamas out there and we have a donkey out there, we also have my husband's, Snob's cousin lives about 2, maybe 3 miles up the road, and he's got cattle, he's got llama, he's got donkeys, he's got goats, he's got sheep. And they've been down there countless times, especially when they have baby goats. I mean, it's not like they were city kids and never been around farm animals. I mean, they know. And they were in FFA.
That's funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to mistake a sheep for a goat.
I know, right?
Sounds like that NFFA is slipping. I don't know.
I would have expected it from the oldest. I mean, she's not always the brightest. But Brayden, I would have thought Brayden could have known the difference between the two.
Oh, he might have been egging her on. Huh?
No, he really didn't know either.
Oh, good. If it would have been my sister, I'd have been egging her on. It's like, yep, that's a goat. My stepsister was that way. She wasn't the smartest tool in the box.
Adam Sandler's The Goat. Holy shit, you really whizzed that thing.
I tricked my stepsister into picking up a garter snake one time. I convinced her it was actually a lizard. It wasn't a snake. And so she was perfectly okay. It wasn't going to hurt her. She picked that garter snake up and it bit her pinky. She freaked out. She got the garter snake just hanging off her finger and she's just whipping her hand around trying to get the garter snake off her finger.
Oh, please tell me you told her that she was going to die because she was bit by this purely venomous snake.
What do you think?
Oh, crap. There's not an anti-venom for this one. You're going to die.
She goes running into the house. Mom! The snake bit me. I'm going to die. I'm sitting there. I'm standing there. I just started laughing my ass off. Oh, man. Good times. But she deserved it.
A tiny one doing a job. I mean, installing siding or whatever, 20 some odd foot panels on a commercial building or whatever. The screws come in bags, and, colored to match the metal and whatnot. And so I picked it up and threw it in a bag. And I was going up and down on a boom lift, and the lady was handing me screws. And it basically, I was waiting for her to, find it in the bag. And it was funny because she never, she kept reaching her hand in and pulling them out, reaching her hand in, and it just wasn't happening. It was crazy. And I was like, damn. She was like, well, what are you looking at? Because I kept looking at her and looking at the bag, looking at her, and I was like, well, there was a snake in there. Would have bit you. And then she looked and seen it in the bag. The whole time she's holding a clear bag with the snake in it. And she didn't even realize that she's reaching in, dipping her hand in and getting screws. So it was big, a little bit bigger than like a night crawler or not. Yeah. Like a little bigger than a night crawler or something. It wasn't big. You know what I mean? It was I don't know. Yeah. Bigger than a worm, I mean, but it wasn't any kind of, decent sized snake. So it was pretty funny though.
Yeah. One of my best friends in high school was definitely afraid of spiders. And whenever my friends came over to my house, they would just walk in the front door, because my mother was like, "Yeah, you guys are just part of the family right now, so you can just come walk in whenever." So we knew he was coming over to the house. We got one of those big rubber spiders and hung it from the light in the front hallway where the front door was. And the light hung low enough to where when he walked in, it was going to be eye level. He walks in the front door, closes the door, turns around. You hear this shriek like some woman in a slasher film, and you hear this loud thump as he turns around and runs into the door that he had just closed because he forgot he had closed it. Yeah, that was a funny one too.
Those are always good ones. My boss, diesel place I used to work at, he hated snakes. His dad had a haying company there too, and we caught a bull snake. Oh shit, it was probably 3-4 foot long. We took that thing, stuck it on the inside drawer of his desk. And this is a two-parter because I got another mean something that we did to him too. We shoved it in his drawer, and he'd hand built his desk, and it had that sealer and everything on it. So this snake was big enough he couldn't get out of the drawer. And I let him straight in there, and I said, "Yeah," I said, "this guy called." I said, "I can't remember, but anyway, I couldn't find a pen or anything. I'll tell you, just grab your pen out of your desk." He opened up that damn thing, and that fucking snake come shooting out of there. You would have swore he would have gone through the fucking wall when that snake come out of there. Oh man, it was hilarious. And then I played another prank on his ass. I was dismantling this combine. Guy ran the back end of it into a REA pole, and the electric pole had fallen on top of the combine because it was an old pole, and it snapped it and landed on top of the combine. Anyway, the big plastic panel on the back of this combine was cracked in several places, so insurance covered it. So what we did, I took this great big, and it's probably every bit of 6 foot wide by 10 foot tall, this great big piece of plastic that covers the rear end of the combine. We took it off, and he was gone that day. I had me and another guy, and his office was pretty big. We took that back panel into his office, put it on the ceiling, and screwed it into the ceiling just to see if he would even notice it was there. And there's this great big John Deere logo just right above his chair, and this great big plastic panel. 2 days, he didn't even notice it. Finally, I had to say something. I said, "Well, your light's not working in the office." He looks up, and he sees this great big plastic panel screwed to his ceiling in his office. He says, "You son of a bitch."
Yeah, there was one time, friends and I were walking through a cemetery. It was a foggy ass night too. And me and my other friend, we get this idea that we're going to hide behind a couple of gravestones and grab our one friend's ankle as he walks by. Man, I never saw a fat black dude run so fast in my life. He scared the holy shit out of him. He was one of those ones that was, this is early 90s, that was first getting into the zombie craze and shit that was going on. He thought for sure two zombies had just grabbed his ass and were going to kill him. He just takes off running. It was like, we're sitting there, we're laughing our asses off. Our other two friends who were in on it because they knew we had taken off. And they were like, oh my God, where'd Rich and Jason go? Before all this happened. Yeah. So the two of them got him looking for us and stuff in the cemetery, and yeah, next thing he knows, he's getting both his ankles grabbed, and he just takes off like a shot out of a cannon. It's a good thing we let go. He probably would have drug us halfway through the cemetery.
That's hey. I don't know if any of y'all know this about any of the cemeteries and stuff around. Back during Prohibition, we've actually got a couple cemeteries around that had some of the big, huge monuments and stuff there, where they actually used to do their drops at, that had like carved into the stone. They actually had little hidden doors and stuff in the cemeteries on those great big monuments, where they would actually stash the Prohibition liquor at, and that was just a drop, and then the money would get exchanged, so that way nobody was in the same place at the same time. Did anybody ever have that in any other cemeteries that you guys have ever been around?
Oh yeah, that was a common drop point.
Okay.
So, yeah. And anyway, the guy that we pulled that practical joke on, he deserved it because he was always being a dick to people all the time. So, it was revenge time.
Nice.
I think it's time to start wrapping this
I'm
up.
familiar with the graveyard thing, but it makes sense where it's a meeting place. I'm sure other people have used that for meeting places for other purposes as well. Just normally private, out of the way, less busy than a parking lot or something like that, or for privacy or whatever the case may be. That kind of makes sense.
Yeah, there's 3 big headstones in the cemetery in Red Cloud. There was one on Walnut Creek, and there's one of the cemetery that's straight across one of our fields, like that. That was like, like 1870, something like that. So yeah, it's kind of neat, kind of go back on the history on that, on how they used to do that.
Yeah, there's a.
I'm gonna get running, guys. Thank you for having me, but I'm gonna hop off, go hop in the shower, get ready for the evening. So
yeah, I was getting ready to close this down anyway. So anything you want to plug
Rob,
before
or
you
it didn't happen?
no, nothing to plug. Just thanks for having me. Thanks for joining us, everybody. And that's basically it. Have a good night, folks.
Yeah.
All right, you too, Rob. Have a good one.
Later, Rob.
Yeah, later. What about you, Pat? You got anything you want to plug or anything?
Yeah, just everybody stay safe out there and fight against the bad gun legislation that is probably coming down the pipe here pretty soon. So everybody do their part and write their senators and everything, even though I don't know if that's going to do any good right at the moment. But
well, I think HR 127, if it gets out of the House, is dead on arrival in the Senate, because you got a couple of Democrats already saying they're not voting for that crap.
Yeah, well, hopefully Manchin is.
Yeah, he's one of them.
Yeah, he is one of them. So hopefully, I'm hoping even just by the skin of the friggin' teeth that none of that, because I know some bad stuff's going to get passed. Whether it's gun stuff or not, I don't know. But I just, hopefully it's stifled enough that we don't see a freaking collapse of everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, with Manchin and gun control, he knows that if he votes for anything pro-gun control, he just slit his own throat in the state of West Virginia. You know what I mean?
Yep.
He barely won re-election in 2018, and that was because there was a third-party candidate running who took votes away from our attorney general who was running against him at the time.
Yeah.
If you look at the margin that Manchin won by and the number of votes that third-party candidate got, yep, that's exactly what happened. The third-party person put Manchin back in office.
Yep. So, but anyway, yeah, just everybody keep your head on a swivel. Everybody stay safe, stay warm. So thanks for having me on the show, Rich. Thanks for showing up, Stace. It was a good conversation as always.
Always.
So,
yep.
And thanks again for having me on.
Yep, no problem. And what about you, Stace? You got anything you want to plug or anything?
No, I'm good.
Are you sure? You don't want to put a few rounds in the snob?
I don't know. I guess you can watch the gun snob as long as he's not singing.
Eesh, God, heaven forbid. Anyway, on that note, we will bid you all adieu, and we will see you next week. And if you're still over here watching this, go watch The Closer.
Stay safe. Carry your weapon.
Hey, somebody got it. Since Kingpin didn't show up this week.
I know. Where is he?
Yeah.
I guess he figured since he was on the show last night, he didn't have to show up tonight.
Yeah,
And
there
he
you go.
wasn't even out in the chat. So
I'll yell at him tomorrow.
I don't know if he had to go to bed or work.
I was in there for a second the other night, Rob. Sorry, Rich. I did leave a couple comments.
Yeah, I saw you there last night. But,
okay. Yeah, I had to bail out about as quick as I got in because I had a kid throwing up. So
that's always good.
Not really. So anyway, all right. Thanks again, y'all.
Yep. And bye-bye.